Welcome to the regular meeting of the Lancaster County Board of Commissioners for Tuesday, April 2nd. We start every meeting by reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. With that, Mr. Clerk, please start the agenda.
A copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is located on the wall at the rear of the hearing room. Additionally, a copy of all written material to be discussed at today's open meeting is available from the county clerk's staff at the front of the hearing room. The material can also be viewed on the county's website at lancaster.ne.gov. Agenda item 1 are minutes. Approval of the minutes of the Board of Commissioners meeting held on Tuesday, March 26, 2019.
Move approval. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion or suggested corrections? Please call the roll.
Shore.
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Vest.
Yes.
Brinkman.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Next are claims. Approval of all claims processed through April 2nd, 2019.
Move approval. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Vest.
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Flowerday.
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Brinkman.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Next are consent items. These are routine business items that are expected to be adopted without dissent. Any individual item may be removed for a special discussion and consideration by a commissioner or any member of the public without prior notice. Unless there is an exception, these items will be approved as one with a single vote of the Board of Commissioners. These items are approval of amendments to the following county contracts. C-18-144 with A-Tech Recycling for annual requirements, fluorescent bulb and battery recycling services. C-18-469 with Enterprise Rent-A-Car Company Midwest for third-party short-term vehicle rental services. Right-of-way contracts on South 82nd Street between Roca Road and Sotilla Road with the following. Body Property LLC in a total amount of $8,079.50. Ingrid Wessel Chavez in a total amount of $6,915. Larry D. and Christy D. Egbrett in the amount of $1,675. Darrell L. and Teresa M. Behrens in a total amount of $2,775. Willard C. Beck Jr. and Sherry Beck in the amount of $505. Ryan C. and Gwyneth M. Bauer in a total amount of $3,485. Right-of-way contracts on South 176th Street and Pioneer Boulevard with the following. James D. and Sherry K. Free in an amount of $518. Doris King, trustee, in an amount of $1,285. Right-of-way contracts on South 176th Street and Roca Road with the following. John B. and Ashley R. Waldrop in the amount of $397. Maynard A. Cochran and Barbara A. Cochran Revocable Trust, Maynard A. and Barbara A. Cochran trustees in the amount of $653.50. Right-of-way contracts on North 27th Street and Little Salt Creek Road with the following. David Dorchek in the amount of $370 and Darren M. Benish in the amount of $244. Right-of-way contracts on Southwest 84th Street and West Pioneer Boulevard with the following. Janelle E. and James E. Hessen in the amount of $4,074. Clyde W. Burgess Sr. in the amount of $1,126. Right-of-way contracts with the following. Gary C. and Michelle A. Boyer, South 38th Street and Panama Road in the amount of $433. Calvin C. and Nancy R. Schrock, South 148th Street and Hickman Road in the amount of $844. Royal D. and Connie J. Walther, South 1st Street and Yankee Hill Road in the amount of $190. Michael and Leanne Bartek Family Trust, Northwest 40th Street and West Branchock Road in the amount of $1,049.50. DeColsey Investments, LLC, South 96th Street and Pella Road is a donation to the county. Received and placed on file the Independent Auditor's Report for Lancaster County for the year ending June 30th, 2018.
Move approval. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Brinkman.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Next is number 4, public hearing. This is an application reconstruction of a licensed premise of a liquor license held by Newmark Golf LLC, doing business as Newmark Golf Course, located at 4944 South 89th Street, Lincoln, Lancaster County, Nebraska.
All right, we'll go ahead and open the public hearing on this item. Is there anyone here to testify? Please come forward.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth?
I do. Our 8400 Augusta Drive, and we demolished the old clubhouse at Newmark Golf Course, previously at 8901 Augusta Drive. We're moving about 500 yards to the east, which puts it in the county now, from the city.
All right. Any questions from commissioners? Okay, thanks so much for
You're
being
welcome.
here. Anyone else here to testify on this item? All right, with that, we'll close the public hearing on item number 4. Mr. Clerk, please proceed with the agenda.
Next is new business. 5A is a resolution in the matter of an application for reconstruction of a licensed premise of a liquor license held by Newmark Golf LLC, doing business as Newmark Golf Course, located at 4944 South 89th Street, Lincoln, Lancaster County, Nebraska.
Move approval. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Brinkman.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. B is a resolution in matter of an application for deletion of a portion of a licensed premises of a liquor license held by Newmark Golf LLC, and doing business as Newmark Golf Course, located at 4944 South 89th Street, Lincoln, Lancaster County, Nebraska.
Move approval.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Brinkman.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 5C is a resolution in matter of the emergency closures of bridges S-179, Q-110, and Y-74, and culvert M-38.
Pam Dingman, Lancaster County Engineer. As we continue to inspect the bridges of Lancaster County and certify them as being safe to be open, we have discovered several more bridges that we believe are a clear and present danger to the public. The exhibit I have placed on the overhead shows the bridges that we currently have closed. Last week under open meetings, I discussed with you briefly S-179. It is on Roca Road, just east of 96th Street. It was built in 1958 for a cost of approximately $10,000. It is on pavement, so it is a major thoroughfare for us in the county. It has approximately 839 cars a day on it by a 2012 traffic count. It is another H-beam timber back wall bridge. So different day, same story. Then last week we also closed Bridge Q-110 on Pine Lake Road west of the intersection of 134th Street. This bridge has an interesting, I'm not keeping up with my exhibits here, sorry. If I could go back really quickly to S-179, you can actually see in our photo the materials and water weeping from behind the bridge, indicating there is a void at this location on S-79. Q-110 has an interesting story. In 1970, a local contractor took his scrapers across it, and the first scraper made it across, and the second scraper didn't. And so for whatever reason, the contractor, of course, was found liable for the cost of replacing the bridge. For whatever reason, when the contractor replaced the bridge, there was some discussion between the engineer, the board, and the contractor, and the bridge was made half the length it was before. So this was really never a properly sized bridge. It was actually built of T-beams under emergency declaration for $15,800 approximately. The current bridge is about 44 feet in length, and this bridge if I can show pictures of it. The bottom here, again, same type of abutment, H-beam timber back wall. And here is a 5-foot probe inserted in underneath the bridge, signifying approximately 4-foot void or unstable material behind this bridge. It was closed last week. Bridge number Y74 on 148th Street south of Pella Road was actually built in 1981, so it's one of our last H-beam timber backwall bridges. It cost approximately $24,000 at the time. There are only 36 cars a day on this road by our latest count. Again, you can see the probe. The handle is just out of the picture, pushed well underneath the back of the bridge. And then culvert M38, and we do hope that we can get this one open fairly quickly compared to some of the others. This is a 36-inch steel pipe placed on West A between Northwest 112th and Northwest 98th Street in 1979. It has 81 cars a day. Are there any questions?
Questions for the engineer? Commissioner Shore?
With regards to S-179, you said there were 839 cars, but the last count was in 2012.
That's correct.
So I would say it's significantly higher, probably over 1,000 by now.
You know, I could look at our traffic counts last year because I don't know as though we got all the counts done on that road. We have a newer count just a mile over that indicates that it hasn't significantly increased like some of the other streets in the area. But of course, now we wouldn't be able to get a good count.
Right, of
There's a possibility that it's 10% higher.
It's sure not less than that, though.
It's sure not less.
I guess the question is that the bridge of all the closures that has the highest traffic count?
No, not of all the current closures. Okay. Of all the bridges that you've officially closed, should you pass the closure of these bridges, that would be the highest traffic count currently, I guess, depending on how you looked at it.
Okay.
Except for C91 on Raymond Road, which we had to close early.
Well,
Correct?
and I appreciate that. We may remember that now it is April 1st, so we are officially have C91 under construction.
Okay.
So,
Speaking of that, you also closed K121 on Adams Street last Thursday. So is that still closed? Do you intend to bring more bridges for official closure to this board next week?
yes, regrettably, I intend to bring 3 more structures for closure to this board, and because we did not meet the time limit of having these bridges closed prior to Thursday or Wednesday of last week, whatever the deadline was for this meeting to be published, I will speak about those structures under open meetings as I spoke about a few of the structures today under open meetings last week.
Other questions for the engineer? I'd entertain a motion.
Move approval of the resolution.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Brinkman.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 5D is a special designated license application from Ken's Liquor, Inc. for an event on Friday, April 26, 2019 at Roca Ridge Event Center, 5265 Parade Stage Drive, Roca, Nebraska.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Brinkman.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. E is a contract with O'Reilly Auto Enterprises LLC doing business as O'Reilly Parts using the Sourcewell contract number 062916 ORA, State of Nebraska, participating in addendum number 14690OC to provide fleet services, parts, and equipment. The term is upon execution through September 6, 2019. Upon conclusion of the initial term, the contract may be renewed for 2 additional 1-year terms. The pricing will be pursuant to the lead contract. The cost of county is not to exceed $1,200.
Move approval. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Brinkman.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. F is acceptance of the federal grant award 18-JJ-0001 from the Nebraska Commission on Law Enforcement and Criminal Justice in the amount of $196,453 for fiscal year 18, addressing training needs for juvenile prosecutors for the period of October 1st, 2018 through September 30th, 2021.
Move approval.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Brinkman.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 5G is an interlocal agreement with the City of Lincoln to define the roles and responsibilities with respect to certain pedestrian and bicycle trails that run under county bridges O-175 and O-37 in Wilderness Park.
Pam Dingman, Lancaster County Engineer. 037 and 075 are the bridges on Pioneers at Wilderness Park over Salt Creek and Old Cheney. These bridges both have pedestrian access underneath the bridge. We discovered in 2015, the Federal Highway Administration pointed out to us that we needed to have an interlocal in place in order for the city to have their trail under our bridge if we were going to fall correctly in the federal aid route program the way that we needed to. And so we have worked to establish the elevation that the trail should be at under each bridge. And unfortunately, that seems fairly simple, but led to a fairly complex interlocal agreement.
Move approval?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Brinkman.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 5H is a recommendation from the purchasing agent and county engineer to award a contract to Van Kirk Brothers Construction for South 82nd Street and grading bid. The total cost is $1,204,820.57.
Pam Dingman, Lancaster County Engineer. Excuse me. This contract is to grade South 82nd Street. We really need to get this road graded and paved in order to provide alternate routes during the South Beltway project. And so this project did come in at $1.2 million, which was a little higher than we had originally estimated in our budget, and we will adjust our budget in other areas in order to complete this project this year.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? Please call the roll.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Brinkman.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Next is number 6, public comment. Those wishing to speak to items relating to county business not on the agenda may do so at this time.
Pam Dingman, Lancaster County Engineer. So as I mentioned earlier, we do have a few foreclosures that have occurred in the last several days. So if you were to ask the question, who has the closure with the largest amount of traffic over it, Commissioner Shore, it would not be you or Commissioner Brinkman, but Commissioner Vest. And of course, this is not a contest that you really want to win. So bridge length box culvert K121 is on Adams Street, just west of 98th Street. It was built in 1987 for $21,000, and again, the traffic over this bridge is 2,130 cars a day. This is in the Stevens Creek drainage basin, which did experience significant runoff during the events that we've had the last several weeks. Engineers have something we call the liquid limit of the soil, and that is the point at which the soil technically becomes a liquid because it's so super saturated. And so when we look at this structure, you can obviously see that we had sudden and dramatic embankment failure last week. We had a number of these types of failures around the county in the last week. This one sadly encroached on a paved road. This structure needs to be closed. We've had significant issues with this structure being closed. The barricades have been moved. Somebody has taken to wiring the barricades together so that if someone drove through it, they could be definitely injured if they were on a motorcycle or a bicycle. And so we're working with the sheriff's office for some additional enforcement there. We've had this along with many of our other structures. I know that we're to a point in the county where people are very frustrated with these closures. We are seeing a lot of vandalism to our barricades and barricading. A lot of it has been multiple times thrown into adjacent creeks and drainage ways, which means our staff has to go retrieve those items from the creek, which is obviously not good for us or anyone. So I would just encourage the public that we understand that this is a traumatic time for them as they have to spend extra time on the roads, but please do not vandalize the barricades or move them because the next person that comes along might not know what the road condition is, and we're going to do everything we can to make sure the traveling public is safe. Bridge number A38 is located on Little Salt in between North 112th Street and North 134th Street. It was built in 1983 for a cost of $97,000, 10% of which the county paid for. It has an ADT of 17, which is probably mostly haul vehicles. We are also closing on this same mile structure A140, which is just a little downstream of it. This is the Rock Creek drainage basin, which we know reached a record high and pegged the near river gauge at about 25 feet. The soil in this area is the same as the soil by K121. It is suddenly and dramatically failing adjacent to the structures. And so you can see the voids into the road around the structures and the voids underneath the structure as shown on the photos. And then Bridge A51, and this is kind of a new story. So Bridge A138 and Bridge A51 are a similar construction type. And you may recall, as I've discussed with you, when we determine that there is a problem with a certain bridge type, we go back and search our database and then inspect other bridges that were built with similar plans in similar years. And so A151 was built in 1980 with a similar construction type as the previous bridge. It did originally cost $74,000, a little over $74,000, and it has a ADT of 38. So that bridge is also closed.
Given the amount of traffic on the Adams Street road, what's your plan? How do you see this one going, Pam?
That's a good question, Commissioner Vest. We're going to try to figure out what we can do to shore up the erosion on that area. The big thing will be trying to determine whether the water, whether the soil around the structure just failed, or whether there's actually water going underneath the structure, which is a little bit more intense of a problem. So the biggest thing for us right now is there's no dry dirt. There's no dry dirt to go back in and fix these things anywhere. In addition to that, we're also discovering with our contractors on several projects that now we're trying to finish up from last fall or that we've recently bid, that there's also no rock. So with no dry dirt and no rock, we're trying to figure out what else we can come up with to stabilize these structures.
Thank you, Engineer Dingman. Is there anyone else from the public that wanted to speak during public comment? All right, seeing none, Mr. Clerk, will you please proceed with the agenda?
Next is number 7, announcements. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold a staff meeting on Thursday, April 4th, 2019 at 8:30 a.m. in the Bell Luxury Studio of the County City Building. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold its next regular meeting on Tuesday, April 9th, 2019 at 9 a.m. in Room 112 of the County City Building. County Commissioners can be reached at 402-441-7447 or commish@lancaster.ne.gov. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners meeting is broadcast live on Link TV City For the rebroadcast schedule, visit lincoln.ne.gov. Meetings are also streamed live on Link TV and can be viewed on YouTube.
Move we adjourn?
Second?
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Brinkman.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
All right, with that, we have adjourned the regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners, and now I will call to order the Lancaster County Board of Equalization meeting for Tuesday, April 2nd. Mr. Clerk, please proceed with the agenda.
A copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is located on the wall at the rear of the hearing room. Additionally, a copy of all written material to be discussed at today's open meeting is available from the county clerk staff at the front of the hearing room. The material can also be viewed on the county's website at lancaster.ne.gov. Agenda item 1 are minutes. Approve the minutes of the Board of Equalization meeting held on Tuesday, March 19th, 2019.
Move approval?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion or suggested corrections? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Brinkman.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Number 2 are additions and deductions to the tax assessment rolls.
Move approval of the additions and deductions?
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Brinkman.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Number 3 is a public hearing. This is for motor vehicle tax exemption applications. This includes Christian Church in Nebraska, Cornerstone Council, Boy Scouts of America, Cedars Youth Services, and Temple Baptist Church.
With that, I'll open the public hearing on these items, and seeing no one from the public in attendance, we'll close the public hearing. Please call the correlating item.
Next is number 4, action on motor vehicle tax exemption applications.
Move approval of the motor vehicle tax exemption applications?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Brinkman.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Next is number 5, public comment. Those wishing to speak to items relating to County Board of Equalization business, not on agenda, may do so at this time.
Seeing none,
I move we adjourn.
Second.
we have a motion and a second to adjourn. Please call the roll.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Brinkman.
Yes,
Motion carries 5-0.
we are adjourned.